Hello! Blade of Justice is an extreme demon collaboration created by Manix and Lazerblitz. This level was created in the golden age of Geometry Dash, Update 2.0, where every level was really fun. After a heavy nerf date, this level was finally released in 2.1. Despite all of this, to this day, Blade of Justice remains to be a fan-favorite extreme demon, with many people calling it their favorites. Anyways, sit back, relax, join the Aerodynosaur Discord, because we're going to play Blade of Justice. Alright, in all seriousness, today we're going to be playing Blade of Justice by Manix and Lazerblitz. This level is incredibly legendary, and quite frankly, I'd be surprised if there was a person watching this video who has never heard of the level before. It was built in 2.0 and it came out in 2.1, so there's a lot of history behind that. That was almost 7 years ago, 8 years ago maybe. And this is a lot of people's favorite extreme. This is a lot of people's, I hold this dear to me extreme. Anyways, yeah, we're going to go through the level and I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to beat it. Okay, so the robot at the beginning of Blade of Justice isn't really that bad. It just comes down to if you can do like basic robot timings. It can get annoying at first, probably. I never had to deal with it getting annoying, but if it does get annoying, then you'll definitely get used to this part with practice. It won't become that big of an issue. For this green orb timing right here, I'd recommend hitting the second blue orb a bit later just so you can adjust yourself for this green orb a bit better, because that green orb does become annoying otherwise. This ship section right here, make sure to limit your clicks a lot. Like for example, right here, I do one click there, and then one click here, and then fall down. You don't want to just straight fly the entire time here, or else you'll mess up these like swoop ups and swoop downs. So yeah, just make sure you're not like really over clicking, because this part becomes really inconsistent if you do that. And then here's the famous wave section at the beginning. This wave section isn't truly that bad. It looks a bit hard if you're not really that good at wave. There are invisible gravity portals that help you in some parts, like right here, this click. You can just let go there, and then there's a blue pad portal that fixes the timing for you right there. But yeah, from that moment forward, it's just a straight shot. These timings aren't ridiculously hard at all, but they're still pretty... You can die here a lot from zero if you're not experienced at waves, so I definitely recommend practicing this part quite a bit. And then here's the ship section. The ship section isn't terrible. It's pretty difficult right here after this orb, but if you just limit your clicks like I say, this part won't become that hard for you. Like for example, you can do the straight fly in 2 clicks if you wanted to. Yeah, but limiting clicks is what helped me a lot with the ship parts in this level, because the ship parts in this level are pretty tricky. You can also get away with doing this part in 3 clicks, this entire section right here, so do that if you have to. So the CFO part right here has a pretty set click pattern, and the one I do is 1 2 1 1 2 3 4 1 1 2, like that. I'll slow it down even more to show you. So I do a click here, a click here, a click here, then I do 3 quick clicks here, another click here to get myself ready for the green orb, and then I hit the green orb, and then I do 2 really fast clicks. You can hit the pink orb if you want, but just for consistency's sake, I do 2 clicks, like this. And then this wave right here is pretty readable. It's a pretty difficult section, once again, if you're not really that good at wave, but if you're decent enough at wave, this part shouldn't be an issue for you at all. This dual ship right here is pretty annoying. Just focus on one of the ships since it's symmetrical, and you'll be fine. Right here, though, you want to kind of swoop up a bit, right like that. And right here, as soon as you're under this spike right here, you can jump. It's a pretty hard transition to get used to, but once you get used to it, it never becomes an issue. So yeah, just get used to the transition into this cube section, because that killed me quite a bit from zero because I was pretty bad at it. Right here, you skip this pink orb just so you can jump past it like that. And then the rest of this cube is pretty self-explanatory. All right, here comes the fun part of the level that I'm not sure how to teach, but I will. When you enter this duel and hit this pink pad, you want to kind of swoop as the ship and hold your input button, but release it as soon as you're about to straight fly. Once you're at the straight fly, you want to do just 2 clicks to try to clear the straight fly. So you do something like 1 2. You hit this yellow orb as the ship. Sometimes if you time the second ball click a bit late, you can hit the yellow orb as the ball, and that's not good. And then right here, this is the hard part of the duel for me, this specific section, because the ball on the bottom is really annoying to control at the same time as the ship. But once you pass the straight fly, there is a correction block right here that you can see that I'm sliding on that you don't really have to worry about. Then right here, you do a micro click. I would start focusing on the robot, but you want to do an extra click at this arrow right here, just so you know that you have to, go down as the ball. Then right here, you just hold as the ship, and then you should be fine. And then right here, you just hold this yellow orb, and then you hit this blue orb as a buffer. And then as soon as you hit that blue orb, you can just let go of your input button, and then you can start doing this straight fly right here. Then you do an exit click out of this for both the ship and the wave. Then you don't click anything for right here. And right here, you can do this really cool skip that my friend taught me, where if you click twice right here, like a really small micro click, and then you do like a straight fly up, you can actually skip the hard timings on the bottom, which is really useful. I never did it. What I did though was I just went the normal route, where you do the ball click downwards like this, you hit the green orb and then release. It's not that bad. I thought the duel would be a lot harder when I was learning it, and I'm just here to say now, it's pretty hard to learn. Like, definitely the most difficult part to learn in the level, but once you do learn it, it just becomes really easy to understand, and you can do it a lot. All you have to do is just give the effort into learning it and then doing it once, and then you can just keep doing it as long as you want. And then right here, here's the infamous UFO part. This is a very long UFO part that's very click pattern based. The click pattern isn't too hard to learn. Most of this is actually pretty simple. At least I don't know if that's just me being like good enough at the game to understand this just by sight reading it, but the UFO click pattern in this part isn't bad at all. It's a little learny, but it's still not that bad. Some of the timings are a bit awkward though. By the way, right here, what I did was I did 1, 2, 3, and then I did a fourth one right there, and then I do that. If you wanted to though, you could just spam up here until you get to the portal, but I found this to just be way more consistent like that. And then right here, you just do 2 clicks instead of 1. But from here on forth, the click pattern becomes like really easy to understand. Right here, I would recommend doing 2 clicks instead of 1 because the alignment is really screwed up. You have to do 2 really fast clicks though, or else you'll die to this top saw blade. So something like that. And then this part, you'll die a lot if you don't practice. The swing copter, I always say this with swing copter parts, if you click too much, you will lose track of what you're doing. So you really do want to learn to control your clicks. Even if it means you're like scraping spikes by like a pixel, you really want to learn what you're doing. If there's a part at the end you're going to die at, you're going to die at the swing copter part. Right here, you have 2 choices. The easier choice, in my opinion, is to go down here like this is the wave. But the other choice is something I did. I found this to be more consistent. I don't know why, but yeah, you can do that if you want. Right here, you want to enter the UFO portal pretty low, but not too low, or else you'll die to the whatever. And then this wave right here is tricky as hell. I'm sure a lot of people die to it. I never died to this wave because I didn't find it to be that hard, but just practice that wave a lot. This ship part requires a lot of you adjusting your clicks. And then this yellow orb, click as early as possible. Like, click this yellow orb right here as early as possible so you can align yourself for this curve fly. And then right here, when you enter this, you just want to click right away. Like, as soon as you're like adjusted for a straight fly, you just click so you can go into this yellow portal, and then you just straight fly to the end. And do not, like, on the bottom and top, there are saw blades that will kill you. I'll show you through hitboxes. Those kill you. Anyways, yeah, that was Blade of Justice. I'll save my opinions for Blade of Justice for the end of the video, but for now, I'm going to tell you if I recommend this level. I do recommend this level, and it's a surprising recommendation for me because I tend not to recommend older levels, but I do think this level does grant you really good skills in multiple departments, such as nerve control, timings, duels, and specifically wave. The waves in this level are pretty learny, even though there's not that many wave parts, but the waves here are built with your nerve control, so it's a really good juxtaposition of both of them. In general, I do recommend Blade of Justice. I don't recommend it as like a hardest, unless you want to beat it as a hardest. This would be a pretty cool hardest. But if you want to just beat this as like a second hardest, or just like you just want to practice for a harder level, then yeah, I definitely recommend beating this. Anyways, yeah, that's all I have to say for Blade of Justice.
What the fuck was that? Again? What the fuck? Oh fuck!
Yes, I told you. I told you.
I almost flicked it from 64.
Yeah, I saw that. That's fucking insane. But also, you're just, as you said, you're really good at the second half. You didn't die. You did not die.
Time to choose a level.
Nice.
You did not
Let's
die.
see.
Okay. There's attempts, stats, and then I'll show my attempts on my Star Pods copy.
Anyways, yeah, that was Blade of Justice. I actually went into Blade of Justice with quite a negative impression of the level. You see, I've been playing the game since before Blade of Justice even came out. I believe I started in 2014, but didn't really start playing the game until 2016. Anyways, needless to say, I was thoroughly surprised with how fun this level actually is to play. The gameplay actually does grow on you, and once you grow out of the fear of the duel section in this level, because let's be honest, everyone's afraid of the duel, you actually have a really good time with this level as long as you're not dying at the end, which I died a lot at the end, but that doesn't really matter because I still beat this level pretty quickly. Anyways, in terms of enjoyment, I gave Blade of Justice an 8 out of 10. It would have been a 9 out of 10 if I didn't die at the end a lot, but like I said, I still beat this level pretty quickly, so it wasn't such a huge detriment to my enjoyment of the level. The gameplay's pretty fun. I wouldn't say the level's balanced, which I don't really care if a level is balanced or not. The choke points in this level feel pretty reasonable. For example, the duel section, it's still pretty hard even if you have it learned, but it's still a relative choke point. I really enjoyed the long UFO section. It was really fun to learn, and the pre-drop isn't that annoying. It can get annoying if you're stuck there, but it's relatively easy compared to the rest of the level, at least in my opinion, so to me it never got annoying. In terms of decoration, I gave Blade of Justice a 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed the decoration of this level. I remember it looking uglier even back in the day, but playing it again, it had a pretty good style and all the backgrounds and stuff are pretty good. And keep in mind, I'm comparing this to levels that came out around the time, and I'm also including 2.0 levels in that because this level was decorated in 2.0. But yeah, I really like the colors. I like a blue, white, and black all together, and I don't care if it's monochromatic. I don't mind when levels are monochromatic because that's theming, and I don't really understand why people really shit on monochromatic levels because that's like, you know, the whole point of theming. Like, I don't know, that's just a small rant. Anyways, yeah, that's all I have to say for Blade of Justice. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and feel free to become a YouTube member if you'd like. I'm gonna start becoming more and more active on YouTube starting now, and I've already started doing that last week or a week or two ago. But yeah, I'm going to become more active on YouTube, and if you want, feel free to join on my Discord server. There, I'll answer any direct questions you may have, or just chat with me. Anyways, yeah, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.